Hello, I'm Victoria and welcome to a realistic glimpse into the life of an office worker living in Oslo. So today is Sunday and tomorrow I'm going into the office. I wanted to start the vlog the night before so I can show you some of the preparations I do before an office day. I always pick out the outfit I'm going to wear and lay it out so I don't have to think about it in the morning. I feel like wearing a dress tomorrow, so I'm choosing this black floral dress from Mango. And because it's winter and cold here in Norway and also a bit chilly in the office, I need another layer. So I need to find a blazer or something to wear with this dress. I love wearing colors and I don't really like too dark clothes on myself. And the dress I'm going to wear tomorrow is mostly black, so I like to add a splash of color. So I found this pink blazer from Boohoo. On the really cold days, I would probably wear a thin layer of wool underneath my clothes. But tomorrow I think it's only going to be like -2 degrees in the morning, and then later it's actually going to be +2 degrees or something, so it's not that cold. So for tomorrow I think I have enough layers. Another thing I like to do the night before is prepare my iced coffee and put it in the fridge. I usually make an iced coffee with double espresso and sugar-free vanilla syrup. It's pretty quick to make, so I could do it in the morning, but I feel like the fewer things I have to think about in the morning, the better. I've made this type of video quite a few times now, so people often ask me how the iced coffee tastes after a night in the fridge. And my answer is that I don't notice any difference at all. I think it tastes just as good as when it's freshly made, so really delicious. So it's definitely worth doing these preparations the night before. This is all the makeup I use on a daily basis, so my routine is pretty simple. I start with a moisturizer, then I use a concealer from Maybelline to cover dark circles under my eyes or any blemishes. For special occasions, I might add some powder, bronzer and blush, but that's not something I prioritize in my everyday routine. I use this brow mascara from Rimmel on my brows. I brush the hairs slightly upwards, then use my finger to gently smooth them back in the same direction. Super quick and easy. I like to apply a bit of eyeshadow on my lids, but honestly, it doesn't make a huge difference in how it looks. I mostly do it because I love creating a cat eye with eyeliner, and I think there's a big difference in how the eyeliner applies when I have eyeshadow underneath versus when I don't. Without eyeshadow, I feel like the eyeliner tends to smudge a bit, and we definitely don't want that. And I also applied my concealer underneath the eyeshadow, so this way I feel like the eyeliner is double secure. And then I finish it off with my favorite Maybelline mascara. Now it's time to fix my hair, and I'm going for a relatively simple solution, pulling all my hair back into a sleek ponytail and using a few products to keep everything in place. I think this is a great hairstyle for work because it doesn't require freshly washed hair, and at least in my opinion it looks stylish and professional. And for an extra nice touch, I take a bit of hair from the ponytail and wrap it around the hair tie to hide it. This really reminds me of Serena van der Woodsen from Gossip Girl, or that whole era, since this was probably much more common to do back then. But I still like it. I take the iced coffee out of the fridge, grab my Stanley cup and drop a large ice cube in before pouring the coffee over it. An important step is also making sure the lid is tightly screwed on so nothing leaks into my bag. I discovered that my partner had decorated the dog head we have in the hallway, and it was such a surprising and comical sight that I couldn't help but laugh to myself. So now I'm ready to go out, and I just have to say I'm really looking forward to it when I won't need as many layers to go outside. I feel a bit like a penguin or something with everything I'm wearing, but I hate being cold, so you do have to dress in layers here. I was so cold when I got to the office, so I went straight to my locker to grab my electric blanket. Some days it's the only thing that warms me up, so it's really nice to be able to use it when needed. That being said, it's not like I'm freezing at the office all day, every day. It goes up and down, and the temperature also varies a bit depending on how many people are there, I guess. I'm one of the first to arrive, and I really enjoy this quiet moment to check my emails and ease into the day while sipping my coffee. When more of my colleagues arrive, we usually gather in the corner with the sofas to chat a bit, which is a really nice routine we have. It's lunchtime, and today feels extra special because I'm meeting a friend for lunch. I haven't seen her in what feels like forever, and with life being so busy for both of us, it's not always easy to find time to catch up. But when we realized we work so close to each other, it felt like the perfect opportunity to plan something simple yet meaningful. We decided to eat at Oslo Street Food, which is a vibrant food hall with so many delicious options to choose from, which makes it all the more fun. So this is my beautiful friend Ida. We have been friends for 14 years now, I think. I decided to go for something Japanese and chose a rice bowl with fried chicken. It was pretty good, but I think I'm going to try something different next time. Anyway, this was such a nice lunch date, and we should really do it again sometime soon. Back at the office, I grabbed a hot cocoa as dessert. I had a couple of meetings, and then there was some more chatting with colleagues, working on the computer, and before I knew it, the workday was over. I stopped by my parents' place for a quick visit, and there I ran into Penny, who had just come back from her walk. She's always extra excited and happy after that. Okay, I'm back home, and today's dinner is secured. We had a big dinner party at my parents' house for my brother's birthday this weekend, so 2 days ago, but his actual birthday is today. He's turning 30. So now my little brother is also in his 30s. So we had some guests and a lot of food. Too much food. So that's what I've got here, leftovers from Saturday. I also got some ginger because my parents are not gonna use it for anything else. Maybe if I'm gonna cook Indian or something. I really like chicken tikka masala, and I have a very good recipe which I kind of developed myself or kind of developed from different recipes. So I call it Vicky Masala. It's very good, so yeah, maybe I will use it for that. I got some chopped up vegetables, cucumber, carrots, and green onion, or spring onion as we would say, because in Norwegian this is called vårløk, which is basically spring onion. So yeah, very directly translated. And this is pulled pork. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but I think it's going to be enough for my partner and I. And this weekend we used bao buns and put everything in buns. That was delicious, but there aren't any buns left. But I do have some crispy duck pancakes in the freezer, which I think will be just as good.
He moved like a magnet, wearing holes in the carpet, counting steps to the back porch, same song from the screen door. He was a score on a mountain, waiting for a sign of rain. Cart horse with his head down, devoted to a way of being, but he broke wide open like a bird in spring, with a divine potion made of love and pain. He was really living, yeah man, all the way, with a deep emotion made of love and pain. She lived in the panic, made a home with the sirens, couldn't make it off the front porch, red flag behind each door. She held a scar like an aspen, golden by her age, high horse with her head back, devoted to what should have been, but she broke wide open like a bird in spring.
So now it's a bit later and I had to remove my nail polish because it started coming off in like big chunks, so I just removed it, and now I'm trying to decide which color I'm gonna go for next. I use this Gelac kit, which is by this brand Depend. It's called Gel Q. Yeah, I've been doing this for years, so I have so many colors to choose from now. It's a bit difficult. I think I'm going to choose one of my all-time favorites, one in a million. It's a pink one. I think it's pretty much like the color I'm wearing now on my sweater. So I'm gonna need base coat, top coat, and then cleanser and shiner. Okay, all done. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. It's a very nice shade of pink. It is pretty similar to my sweater color, but not exactly the same, I think. I think this is maybe a bit lighter. But anyway, I really like this color. And by the way, I'm kind of rewatching The Hills these days, but I kind of do it in a different way because I'm watching Whitney Port and her husband reacting to the episodes, so it's actually a bit more interesting rewatching it this way. But I used to love The Hills back in the days, and I've rewatched it at least 3 or 4 times, I think. But it's been a few years since my last rewatch now. But I've never watched her reaction videos before. I know they're kind of old-ish. I think they're maybe 4 or 5 years old. And if you didn't know, Whitney Port was on The Hills. She was one of the main girls, not as much as like Heidi and Lauren and such, but she was there. So yeah, so if you used to love The Hills and haven't watched her reaction videos, you really should, because it's nostalgic and interesting, fascinating. So I'm currently on a bit of a minimalist journey, decluttering and selling my stuff. I've been doing this since November, so I've actually managed to sell quite a lot of stuff, which I'm very happy about. It feels so good to just declutter and having more space, and also the money is kind of nice. And I just made 3 sales today, so now it's time to pack and ship them. And the first thing I sold is this Moomin mug. I think it's so nice, but it's not one of my favorite Moomin mugs, and I do have a whole collection, and I don't really like collecting just for the sake of collecting things anymore. If Moomin mugs were the only thing I collected, it would have been fine, I guess. But there's just so many other things I've been collecting too, and I have too many things. So I'm just selling off the ones I don't really care that much for, even though I feel kind of bad for saying it. Like, don't listen, little Moomin mug. You're nice, but you're not my favorite. I've got a whole box of Moomin mugs I haven't put up for sale yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow or maybe later this week. And I will still keep my favorite Moomin mugs, the ones I actually use. I just don't really need a big collection, you know? And speaking of collecting things, this is my second sale, and these are Harry Potter mini Funko Pops. I've also been collecting the regular size Funko Pops, also in Harry Potter. And you know I love Harry Potter, but I don't need to collect everything Harry Potter, you know? So I'm also shipping these off. And this is my third sale, and these are a bit random. It's 6 packs of dices, and these come from Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes, which I've also been collecting. But I've been selling off tons of Pokemon stuff over these last few months, so I've actually made quite a decent income from that. Even though I don't get much for these, it's still money, but it's really nice to just get rid of things and also getting a bit of money for it. So yeah, quite happy with 3 sales today. So a few people have been asking me if I can show my skincare routine, and I can definitely show you, but I feel like this is going to be so disappointing, maybe, because my skincare routine, if you can even call it that, is so simple. But yeah, of course I can show you. These 2 products are the only ones I use. So first I wash my face with water, and then I use this foaming cleanser, and this also functions as my makeup remover because I find it very effective. And apparently you're not supposed to get it in your eyes. It says so here on the back. I've never really noticed before, but I try to not get it in my eyes, but kind of just I use it to remove my mascara and my brows and yeah, you know, concealer, everything. And then I rinse everything off, of course, and then I just finish with this moisturizer. And that is pretty much it. This might be controversial, but I don't really believe in having like a really long and expensive skincare routine, at least for me. But of course, everyone's different and different things works for different people. So this is just what works for me, and I guess I would just rather spend my money on other things. So priorities, I guess. So these I love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!